It was a warm summer evening, and for close friends John, Emily, Michael, and Sarah decided to celebrate at Emily's family lake house. Emily's family hadn't used the old lake house in years, so the friends were excited to explore the place and throw their own little party. The lake house sat deep in the woods on the edge of a tranquil lake. The house, with its old wooden structure, a veranda wrapped in ivy, and large windows overlooking the lake, had an eerie yet beautiful charm. As the sun set, the surface of the lake turned golden, and everything seemed peaceful. As night fell, the friends lit a fire, roasted marshmallows, and reminisced about old times. After a while, Michael went inside and found an old book. "Look at what I found. This book looks really old," he said, showing it to everyone. The book was dusty and worn, with strange symbols on the cover. John joked, "Maybe it's a spell book or something." Emily opened the book and found it filled with odd writings, drawings, and strange rituals. "Hey, look at this ritual," Emily said, pointing to a page. "Should we read it out loud to make the night more interesting?" Sarah hesitated. "What if it's real? I don't want to mess with anything like that." John laughed. "Come on, Sarah, it's just a game. Nothing will happen." Emily began to read the old text aloud. When the ritual was finished, they all laughed and decided to forget about the old book. But soon strange things began to happen. First, a light breeze started to blow, and the doors and windows of the house suddenly began to slam shut. Then the lights flickered and went out for a few seconds. The friends looked at each other with growing unease. "This is definitely weird," Michael said. "Maybe that ritual was real." Suddenly, a figure appeared on the surface of the lake. A woman in a long, white dress stood in the middle of the lake. Her face was hidden by her long hair. Slowly, she pointed towards the house and began to walk towards the shore. Panicking, the friends tried to lock the door, but it wouldn't budge. The woman, emerging from the lake, moved steadily towards the house and stopped in front of the windows. Emily locked eyes with the woman, and a deep fear gripped her. The woman's eyes were dark and empty, showing no emotion. "We read that ritual," Sarah said, her voice trembling. "We woke her up." The woman started to enter the house. The friends, not knowing what to do, fled to the back rooms. The woman moved slowly but determinedly through the house. Michael suggested, "We need to get to the roof. Maybe we can escape from there." They quickly climbed to the attic and looked out the attic window. However, the dense, dark forest showed no clear path for escape. The sound of the woman's footsteps could be heard climbing the stairs to the attic. Finally, the footsteps stopped at the attic door. The door creaked open slowly, and the woman entered, her face twisted in a terrifying expression. The friends clung to each other, eyes tightly shut, hearts pounding. The next day, when the townspeople went to the lake house, there was no trace of the four friends. The house was abandoned and silent, but the windows bore scratch marks, and strange symbols were etched on the doors. According to legend, a ritual gone wrong in the lake house had awakened a cursed spirit, which had taken the friends away forever. The mystery of the lake house grew as rumors spread through the town. Some claimed they could still hear the screams of the friends on quiet nights, carried by the wind across the lake. Others reported seeing flickering lights in the windows of the abandoned house, as if the friends were still inside, trying to escape. Determined to uncover the truth, a group of local teenagers, inspired by the old legend, decided to spend a night at the lake house. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they hoped to document any supernatural activity and solve the mystery of the missing friends. As they set up their equipment and waited for nightfall, the house remained eerily silent. Hours passed, and just as they were about to give up, the air grew cold, and a familiar light breeze began to blow. The doors and windows slammed shut, and the teenagers' flashlights flickered. Suddenly, the same woman in the long white dress appeared on the lake's surface, her eyes locked on the house. The teenagers watched in horror as she pointed towards them and began to move towards the shore. Realizing the danger, they scrambled to leave, but the house seemed to come alive, trapping them inside. The woman entered the house, her presence filling the air with dread. One by one, the teenagers experienced the same terrifying encounters as John, Emily, Michael, and Sarah. Desperate to escape, they ran to the attic, hoping to find a way out. As they reached the attic, the woman followed them, her footsteps echoing through the house. The teenagers huddled together, praying for daylight. Just as the woman reached the attic door, the first rays of sunlight broke through the window. The woman let out an ear-piercing scream and vanished, leaving the teenagers shaken but unharmed. They fled the house, vowing never to return. The footage they captured that night became the stuff of legend, convincing even the most skeptical townspeople of the lake house's haunted nature. The town agreed to seal the house permanently, forbidding anyone from entering. Years passed, and the story of the haunted lake house became a cautionary tale for the town's children. On quiet nights, when the wind was just right, some swore they could still hear the distant, ghostly whispers of the friends who disappeared, forever bound to the house by the curse they unwittingly unleashed.